Blog Talk Radio.
Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. This is the Choppin It Up Show, brought to you by the Marching Podcast and Blog Talk Radio. I'm your official Marching Podcast announcer, David Thompson, and here's your host, the Phantom Podcaster himself, Joe Beard.
All right, good evening and welcome to Choppin It Up. I am your host, Joseph Beard, and happy to be of service for you tonight. Today is March 12th, 2013, 5 o'clock on the West Coast and 8 o'clock on the East Coast. This is our second episode at our new time, and we are excited to be broadcasting at this time when more people will be at home listening live. At the end of the broadcast, if you so decide, if you like the show, then we appreciate a donation to the network if you feel so in your heart, of course. Just simply go to themarchingpodcast.com and click on the donate button to improve the show and to help build our scholarship program. We really appreciate that, and we really appreciate our sponsors being able to help us improve the show as well. So tonight we chop it up with Erika Jones Purvis. Erika and I went to high school together back in the great St. Louis, Missouri. And one thing I remember about Erika from high school is that she was definitely a leader amongst people. She now lives in Chicago, where she runs her own planning services company. I'm proud of her and all that she is doing. And she just was recently married, I think last year or in the last 2 years, to another entrepreneur, Keith Purvis. And I can tell you, it seems like that they're on the same page and they're moving forward. They're like, I hear all good stories about them working together, and they were here not here in LA, but they were in LA not too long ago, and she was just telling me how they're always hitting the ground running. So it's wonderful to see that love and that friendship blossom, and just really cool to see how Erika is just doing for herself. Like I say, I remember Erika from back in the day in high school, and it's just cool to see us all as adults now, doing our thing. So we wanted to highlight her tonight. This will be a podcast, so we will not take any calls, but you're welcome to contact the show at marchingpodcast@gmail.com. You can tweet us at marchingpodcast or follow our blog 4.themarchingpodcast.com. So let's take this time now to hear from our sponsors. Tonight's show is brought to you by Liquid Effects Photography, Block Band Music, bandhead.org, and Universal Credit Sources. So let's take the time to hear from them now.
What if there was a Facebook for bands? Wait a minute, there is, bandhead.org. Bandhead.org is a social network for HBCU show bands. You can create your own profile and post videos, photos, and comments on bandhead.org. Need somewhere to post events, audition schedules, job postings? Check out bandhead.org. Are you recruiting for talent? Go to bandhead.org. And coming this fall, HBCUbands.com. Write that down, HBCUbands.com. Block Band is a minority-owned music business that you can think of as your assistant band director. We help grow your musicians with a great selection of traditional concert band music. Then we back up their performance with necessities like reeds, oil, drum heads, drumsticks, and mallets. Finally, we outfit your players in auxiliary and shoes, spats, and gloves that match our precise custom drills. Got band? If so, then Block Band's got you. Check blockbandmusic.com or call us at 919-698-2560. That's blockbandmusic.com, 919-698-2560. Are you thinking of tying the knot, having a party, or celebrating that special time in your life? To capture these special moments, call Liquid Effects Photography and take advantage of our 10 years of quality and experience. Liquid Effects Photography covers most of the Midwestern U.S. and will travel even farther on request. Call us at 773-454-5556. That's 773-454-5556. Or check out our website, liquideffects.com. That's LIQUIDEFFEX.com. Come experience the uniqueness of Liquid Effects Photography. Is your credit score keeping you from buying a home, a car, starting a business, or getting a job? Is your score keeping you from living the life you want? Well, look no further than Universal Credit Sources. UCS can help with charge-offs, collections, late payments, bankruptcy, foreclosure, debt settlement, tax liens, and more. Our program is affordable with results in as little as 40 days. Call now for your free 10-minute consultation with Senior Credit Analyst and Loan Officer Angie B. Call her direct line at 469-362-9904. That's 469-362-9904. Or check out the website at universalcreditsources.com. Universal Credit Sources for anything that's hurting your credit score.
Okay, we're back. Excuse me, we're back now, and we appreciate our sponsors. We apologize for it seems like we're having some connection issues now with maybe some of the in and out or maybe some of the response time. So, we apologize for those audio problems. Just being the host of the show, I'd like it to be perfect for everyone to listen to, but looks like we're just having some connection issues. But anyway, we're ready to chop it up now with Erika. Like I said, you're welcome to contact the show, and we will give Erika's information in case you're interested in working with her. So without further ado, let's chop it up with Erika Jones Purvis. All right, we are now chopping it up now with Erika Jones. What's going on this morning, Erika?
Hi, how you doing? Everything is going well.
All right, well, we really appreciate your time and really excited to talk about you and your business. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. Erika,
okay.
Where are you from?
I am originally from St. Louis, Missouri, but I live in Chicago, Illinois. I've been here actually for about 16 years now. So, yes, I'm a resident now of Chicago.
Wow, 16, it's been that long.
Been that long.
Yeah, I guess we are getting up there a little bit. And where did you go to high school for the listening public?
I went to Tutoring North High School, graduating in '96. Yes.
Yes, the greatest year of all time for high schools.
All time.
Yes, that's what they say.
Yes, that's what they say.
Yeah, so that's really cool. So getting right into it, what was your first exposure to the show style marching bands?
Oh, well, my first exposure, you really want to go? Actually, school days was by far, that was monumental for me figuring out which college I was going to go to.
Wow.
I knew I was going to go to college, but that was monumental. So school days came, and then Different World, okay? Because, in St. Louis, we have Harris Stowe, but Harris Stowe doesn't have a marching band like that. So our city missed out on it, basically. So that was my first time actually seeing it, and was like, ooh, okay, great. Then my brother left and went to Howard. So he went to Howard. And when he would come home, he would always talk about the Ooh La La girls. and I was like, I want to be one of those dancers and blah, blah, blah. So, that was my first thing of seeing, the marching band. So then, of course, once he came home, around the time that we were in high school, you and I were in high school, we had the Gateway Classics. I think that was when it first kicked off, or maybe that was the first time I actually paid attention.
Right.
And I remember that Howard was there, and Howard and another HBCU. And so, of course, my brother came back in town. I was going with him to those. Or I was going by myself with, a couple of high school buddies. And then that's when I first, physically seen a, seeing a black college marching band.
Right.
A total difference. I mean, they're coming up, but it's a total difference. And that's when I saw that and was like, ooh-wee.
Yeah, and that's you make a really good point because essentially that's the era that we grew up in where we saw School Days, we saw a Different World, we saw a Cosby Show. It was it was in our face and it was exposed that it was like positive black images.
Exposure. And I mean, like, actually, because of those shows and movies, black colleges, their admission went up.
Yeah. That's the truth. Yeah.
Their admission went up because of that.
Yeah.
So we need to have something like that again.
Exactly.
So that admission can go back up.
Right.
So we won't lose so many of them. But
Yeah, definitely. That's what we hope to do on the Marching Podcast, and it's hopefully with you as supporting your business that we'll get into a little bit. Okay, so where did you end up going to college?
Okay, I'm going to be honest. I went to Knoxville College for a year. So right out of high school, I went straight to Knoxville. I knew that I was going to go to a black college. I was going to go to an HBCU. That was just going to happen. So I went to Knoxville College because Knoxville College was one of the only colleges. Not only Howard University definitely had it. Some other schools definitely had it, but funding wouldn't allow me to actually go to those schools.
Yeah.
So I needed to go to a school that I could possibly drive back and forth to. And Knoxville College was one. And my major was music business, actually.
Okay.
It was a music business management. So I went to that school for that.
Okay, that's cool. But
I only went for a year. Just to be honest, I went for a year, and then I transferred over. Then I transferred to Columbia College in Chicago.
Okay. So, when you went to Knoxville College, like you said, you wanted to be close enough to drive, and you went there for that music business program. Okay, and then you moved to Chicago after that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I transferred to Columbia College in Chicago and went there, graduated, and stayed, actually. Okay, yeah, and been there ever since, because I remember, I guess we dating ourselves. I think a couple of friends, we came up to see you one time, Darian. In fact, I've actually interviewed Darian for the show. Oh,
yeah, Darian will be on the show, and Damon.
I got to check that one out.
Yeah, Damon. So I remember we came up to see you. But yeah, that was pretty fun. So okay, so then your major was so did you keep the same major at Columbia?
I kept the same major. So, that was something that was important to me. So I kept the same major in Columbia College. I was, eyeballing that. And I was like, okay, and then I looked at their program, and the program was very good. And so I made the switch over to Columbia College and graduated and did my thing. I dabbled in the music industry. I did everything that I was supposed to do.
Right. Now,
and then some.
So now, did you attend? I'm trying to think. Did Knoxville College? Did they have a band? Did they have a marching band when you were there?
And then come to find out, once I get there, they didn't have a marching band.
Yeah,
that's a football team, but they didn't have a marching band. I was like, you know what?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, because I've been looking for tapes of them. I've been looking for information about them. It's just not out there.
Yeah. They're not one of the top HBCUs, but they out there. They're still going.
Right.
They still doing their thing. They just had a homecoming in October. And when I noticed, people who went to Knoxville College and the graduates, they're loyal. They keep it going, which is what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Considering the fact when, HBCUs are going under left and right, you need to at least know what's going on. Even if you just went there for a year like me, I do know what's still going on. I'm still linked up to the alumni, or not alumni, but I still get emails about what's going on.
Right. Because that's what.
Stay informed.
Exactly. You hit the nail right on the head, and that's what we hope to do here. Is just people just need to stay informed. Bill Cosby went to Temple, but he gave the AU Center $20 million. You know what I'm saying? Because it's important to understand black education.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to be honest. I'm like, we can't allow these schools to go under, because for some black kids, that might be the only school that they can go to.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So we need to look at it in that sense, that they need to try to stay open for real, because our babies need education too. And if this school's not gonna let them in, we're gonna let you in.
Right, because it's all about the opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's about the opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting into that now, what was your first job out in the field?
Okay, which field? Because I ended up taking like many different fields.
Wow. Okay.
Because my major ended up being arts management with a music business concentration from Columbia College. And so from there, when I was in school, I wanted to become a booking agent. It's basically my major was all about, okay, artists need managers, they need booking agents. They're going to need a person to put shows together. It's just so many different avenues that you can go into it. And I got inspired by one of my teachers. She was like, you don't have to be a manager. You can just be a booking agent,
Wow.
She was like, musicians need gigs. And I was like, word. Because as, I sing as well. And I did all that through high school. And, remember, I think back now, I was like, I've been gigging since high school.
Yeah.
Because when we were doing the gospel choir at our high school, we got good enough to where we actually had gigs. We never looked at it that way, but we had gigs. People would say, hey, can you come to our church and sing?
Yeah,
so
I remember. That was pretty cool.
Right, we actually traveled. So I put them in situations where we were gigging. So basically I was, and that never actually stopped. I did it all through college. I still gigged with various bands and other things. So, and I looked at it like, yeah, you're right, because I'm looking at it like, yeah, I need a gig too. So,
right.
I started doing that, and started dabbling in booking musicians, booking acts, and then right after I was done with college, part of me, I started the party planning. But, of course, the musician thing still kept going a little bit, too. So I had, like, a dual life going on. So, I could party. I would plan some parties for some people, but then also I might end up having to do a gig, on Thursday night or a gig Saturday night. I was booked. And so I dabbled. At that time, I was dabbling with party planning. But the musician thing was taken up. And then I actually, in 2004, I was on it was a recording artist by the name of Estero. She's a Canadian artist, but she's known nationwide. All of a sudden just got a call from out the blue from her saying that she needed a background singer.
Wow.
And so that happened in February. I had quit my job and left and moved, not necessarily moved, but I was in Canada for 2 months.
Oh, wow, okay.
Just rehearsing for a tour that we were going to do in the States for that summer. And so, so I did that. And, of course, that opens up many doors. We already had some doors that was pretty much open anyway, but that opened up some more doors that gave me more opportunities to meet, other musicians, national acts and national, artists that we all know, and was able to meet them. So it was a beautiful experience that I had in, 2004. And then once I came back, I started touring with local bands here. So I kind of just did a lot of the touring thing, and then I took a little break, and then I started a social life. And that's the party planning and event design company that I have here. That happened when the thought of this party planning thing might work is because at the time that I graduated from college, the internet music thing was really picking up.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So the music industry was changing and shifting rapidly. Every week it was changing. So one day I had a graduation / birthday party, and it was a wine tasting. So I invited all my friends, you know, to come, and the admission in was to bring a bottle of wine. And and we ended up having like live music in our living room.
Wow.
So it ended up, that kicked off like, and I put that party together in like, you know, in a flash. It was second nature for me. And it was a party that to this day, people still talk about that party. That party has been like almost 10 years ago.
Wow.
And people still talk about that party. And then, you know, from there I kept doing like little parties and jam sessions. We would do jam sessions in our house for all our fellow musicians to come and just spar with each other. And then we had, you know, onlookers and stuff. And it was just, you know, it was a really, really fun experience. And so that aspect of the party, you know, of a party was really fun, just keeping it very intimate and all that good stuff. So I try to bring just a slight element of that with my clients when they want it. If they want that type of thing, I understand, like, hey, this is how you want to do a house party. I mean, there's so many different avenues that I would love to get into about a social life and why, you know, I chose to do that.
Yeah, so because that rolls right into, like, my next set of questions. So what year did you start a social life?
I started a social life in 2007.
Okay. And who would you say helped you get started?
Well, in terms of what? Who helped me get started? Like inspiration or?
Yeah, everything. You know, because
everything. Well,
I mean,
you know what?
Because I was gonna say, you know, you've been known for a while for the parties you've thrown. You threw a party. You threw a party
well,
at graduation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, actually, let's go back to, you know, you came to my high school party that we had when we graduated.
Yeah.
So that started back to my parents. I got to give my mom, you know, the praise on that one, because my mom was, you know, she was a caterer when I was a kid growing up. She was a caterer and basically did catering and event design as well. And so I grew up seeing that. That was just like normal for me, you know, seeing how, you know, you make your dishes look elegant, make them look nice, and then the decor for it make it look even beautiful. You know, so just even more tasty. So I grew up seeing that, and I laugh because, you know, it takes my husband to say, he said, it's 6 of us, it's 6 siblings, and he said, all 6 of you all are event planners. You know, you're just the only one that actually took on doing it. He said, but every last one of you all are. It's just, he said, it's just bad.
It's in the blood, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's in the genes. So that was the start. You know, I saw that growing up, and then so when I had that party, it actually just triggered, like, you know what, Erika, this is what you know what to do with your eyes closed. This is easy for you. You know, maybe you need to look into that. And so, you know, I teetered with it, and then I came up with a social life, and I came up with that, and I came up with that name because that's something that, as I got older, everyone realized. I started to realize that's something that I want. It's a social life. Everyone wants a social life. You know, we're busy with our day-to-day jobs, with our families.
Yeah.
You know, running around with the kids. You want to have that time where you kind of want to unwind and just have some wine and be able to kick it with your friends and family and just have that time. And so I was like, okay, a social life. Okay, what is about a social life? Okay. So with a social life, my main goal is to bring that element back into people's lives, whether it's with food, whether it's with entertaining, whether it's even with just what you hear. I have to bring that music element back into it. So those are like about 3 main elements. And the deep basis of a social life is, you know, as far as us being black, you know, back in the day in the 50s, you know, the 40s, 50s, you know, and some 60s, we entertained a lot at home. people in general entertain at home. Black people entertain at home. You know, we wasn't running out to the clubs and running out to restaurants, you know, like we do now, giving them all our money. People entertained at home.
Okay.
A lot. So if you start looking at, you know, each person, if you look back and look into your family photos, you're going to see pictures of black folks congregating at home. You know, that was such and such party, or I remember that party, I remember this. You know, they entertained a lot at home. You know, I look at pictures of my mom, and she was like, oh, yeah, they had, you know, I'm looking at the table, and they had puff pastries and stuff. And then I look at the people are dressed. You know, they didn't come to your house in jeans. They didn't come. They had on slacks and dresses.
Right.
I was like, people literally entertained, you know. And so that was something I was like, we need to get back to that. I'm like, times are changing. You know, the economy, you know, is going through its change. You can still have a ball. You can still not spend a lot, but you can entertain, and you can entertain at home. And you don't necessarily, you know, if you want to rent a space to entertain your friends, that's fine. You can do that too. But some people are sitting on a gold mine and don't know it. And so with a social life, I come in and let them know, like, oh, you know what, you have a beautiful home. You know, you can entertain 20, maybe 50 people at a time, you know.
Yeah.
So creating that intimacy for them.
That's really cool. I mean, so we on the same page, because you keep running over all my questions, but that's actually a good thing. Because the next thing I was going to talk to you about was that, you know, I follow your blog, and we'll you know, get all your information out at the end. But one thing you were saying in there was that, you know, people are running out now and spending money at restaurants and the clubs, and you really want to bring people back to their homes. And then I was going to ask you why that was important, but you just broke it all down just there. So it was common back in the day, especially in the black community, where you were going over each other's house, and like you said, they had slacks on and all that stuff like that. That's outstanding, because it's something I didn't really pay attention to. But definitely it is common, because when I was younger, that's how my family, you know, got together. We got together over Aunt Billie's house, or we got together over Uncle Donald's house, and that's how it was.
And people still get together, but they don't look at it as they still get together and they still go over people's house. I mean, I love going over my friend's house. I'd rather do that than going out, you know,
right,
to the bars or whatever, and let's meet here. No, I'd rather go to your house. But people don't. They just think that, like, that's nothing, come to my house, blah, blah, blah. No, it is something, you know, to open up your home to someone, you know, to entertain them. That's still having a social life, you know. It's not like you have to go out and you have to do this and you have to follow the trends that everyone else is following. No,
right.
You can still have that same trend in your home.
Exactly.
You know, so, yeah, so I think that, you know, people need to realize in so many ways, just sitting on a gold mine, in so many ways, you know, just by going over family house or going over friend's house, that's a beautiful thing, you know, and to bring out some of your good stuff for your family and your friends, that's okay. You know, no one's going to look down at you if you do that. They appreciate it. People don't realize just how appreciative people are when you do open up your home, when you do feed them, when you do offer them a drink. And when it is nice, they appreciate that, and they don't forget that. Right. Those are the things that you don't forget.
Right. Right.
You forget if you go to a bar, you go to a club, or you go to, you know, a nice restaurant. You remember the conversation. But the ambiance is, you know, the ambiance may work, but you remember what the fellowship part of it.
Right, right.
You know.
So we're almost, unfortunately, we at the end. It's kind of rolled by me kind of fast. Right quick, is there anything frustrating, or is there a bad part of a social life?
Meaning what?
Not a bad part of your company, but is there anything frustrating in your daily responsibilities, just being the owner of a business, you know?
Oh, it's the frustrating thing is, I love being a business owner. I think it's the best thing ever. The frustrating part is you run out of time, and you realize you do need to go to sleep. But you're like, oh, I need to go to sleep, or okay, I got to get up early. You got to get it done. But that's the main thing, just running out of time, and just the juggle, because in some cases you may have a couple of clients at the same time, and especially in the same month, and they're overlapping, and you just you're like, okay, I got to work on this client for this amount of hours, and then now I need to work on this client for this amount of hours. Okay, now I need to take a break and enjoy my husband. Okay, and now we need to eat.
Right.
I need to have downtime. Okay, now I got to get back to it. And he's an entrepreneur as well, and that's just so that even becomes even more of a whirlwind. But that's the beauty of it. You signed in for this. This is it. You got to deal with it.
Yeah.
And I have no problems dealing with it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Do you have any advice for the young entrepreneur out there?
Do it. You got an idea, figure out how it's going to happen. That's what I would say. We all hesitate. I sometimes fall into the hesitation, and then you have to snap out of that.
Yeah.
Do it. If you say that's what you want to do it. I know you and we talked about it before. I was like, man, just do it.
You did. I talked to you about this very radio show, and and you said just do it. Just do it. And I even remember before my very first one how nervous I was, and I was like, I don't have to do this. My life would be okay, but I just had to keep pushing forward. You know what I'm saying?
If my husband told me, and I would tell you all, he said, if you're not nervous about it, then you don't care.
Wow, that's really good.
And when he said that, I was like, oh, it's like the world opened up. Like, oh, that's so true. If you are not nervous about it, then you don't care.
That's really cool. That's really cool. So, Erika, wrapping up here at the end, could you give us all of your information? Where can we follow you? And you just started a television series.
Yes,
so yes.
Social Life TV
so
on
yes,
YouTube.
please. So please break it all down. Tell us all your information.
Okay, so the first is a Social Life TV, and that's ASOCIALIFE TV at YouTube. It's also a Social Life is my website, www.ASOCIALIFE.com, and from there you can also go into my blog, which is blog.asocialife.wordpress.com. So I'm everywhere. You can tweet me at a Social Life, which is a Social Life with one L. And you can follow me on my fan page as well for a Social Life. Find me. Let's talk.
Okay.
I'm here for any questions. Here if you want to hire me, all that good stuff.
And you have a Facebook page too, right?
Yes, that's a Social Life.
Okay.
As well. Mhm.
Okay, cool. Well, I really appreciate it, Erika. I'm proud of you. And it's really cool. It's cool just to just be knowing someone from high school all these years and just watching us all grow up and develop. It's been cool.
I'm loving that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, you're doing so well. They grew up. I love it.
Yeah.
I am enjoying that.
Well, I really appreciate it, Erika.
Thank you. I thank you for inviting me and interviewing, and I'm proud of you too.
Oh, I appreciate it. Well, yeah, we love to follow Erika and do everything with a Social Life. So we appreciate it again, Erika.
Thank you so much, brother.
All right. All right, we are back, and we appreciate Erika, and thanks to her for her time for the interview. It's always good to catch up with her and see how she's doing. Before we sign off, let's hear from our sponsors one last time. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor to the show, so that your business or whatever you're doing will be able to play their commercial during our broadcast, please contact the show, and we'll set up a time and we can talk. So we really appreciate you listening. And let's go ahead and hear from our sponsors one last time before we sign off.
Are you thinking of tying the knot, having a party, or celebrating that special time in your life? To capture these special moments, call Liquid Effects Photography and take advantage of our 10 years of quality and experience. Liquid Effects Photography covers most of the Midwestern U.S. and will travel even farther on request. Call us at 773-454-5556. That's 773-454-5556. Or check out our website, liquideffects.com. That's LIQUIDEFFEX.com. Come experience the uniqueness of Liquid Effects Photography. Is your credit score keeping you from buying a home, a car, starting a business, or getting a job? Is your score keeping you from living the life you want? Well, look no further than Universal Credit Sources. UCS can help with charge-offs, collections, late payments, bankruptcy, foreclosure, debt settlement, tax liens, and more. Our program is affordable with results in as little as 40 days. Call now for your free 10-minute consultation with Senior Credit Analyst and Loan Officer Angie B. Call her direct line at 469-362-9904. That's 469-362-9904. Or check out the website at universalcreditsources.com. Universal Credit Sources for anything that's hurting your credit score. Block Band is a minority-owned music business that you can think of as your assistant band director. We help grow your musicians with a great selection of traditional concert band music. Then we back up their performance with necessities like reeds, oil, drum heads, drumsticks, and mallets. Finally, we outfit your players and auxiliary in shoes, spats, and gloves that match our precise custom drills. Got band? If so, then Block Band's got you. Check blockbandmusic.com or call us at 919-698-2560. That's blockbandmusic.com, 919-698-2560. What if there was a Facebook for bands? Wait a minute, there is, bandhead.org. Bandhead.org is a social network for HBCU show bands. You can create your own profile and post videos, photos, and comments on bandhead.org. Need somewhere to post events, audition schedules, job postings? Check out bandhead.org. Are you recruiting for talent? Go to bandhead.org. And coming this fall, HBCUbands.com. Write that down, HBCUbands.com.
All right, we're back, and we appreciate our sponsors, and we appreciate you for listening. That's all the time for the show that we have tonight. We want to thank Erika, and we want to thank The Social Life for all of their time and for the interview. And shout out to our high school, just as now, that's cool. That's been two people from my class, and then actually more I'll be interviewing that went to my high school. Like I said, it's just really exciting to see us all out in the world doing good things. And you'll be hearing more from us and more from them in the future. Check out our website and donate what's in your heart to themarchingpodcast.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Thanks to you for listening. And remember, the eye is a better pupil and more appealing than the ear. Advice may be misleading, but examples are always clear. See you next time.